As this campaign comes to an end, let me say a few words to some of the folks out there who may not have yet decided whom they're going to vote for, or maybe sitting it out. And I know there are people who disagree with Kamala Harris on this or that issue, especially Gaza, and count me as one of those who do disagree with her on that issue. But I think overall, the choice could not be clearer in terms of this campaign. In my view, we just cannot elect a president who is a pathological liar, like Donald Trump, somebody who is working overtime to undermine the American democracy. And mark my words, on Tuesday night, on election night, no matter what the vote tallies will be, Donald Trump early on in the evening will declare, hey, I've won this election, and if there's any state that I lost, it's because of voter fraud. That's what he will say. And that's what demagogues do. And that's how you move a country toward an authoritarian form of society. And let me also say this, because I know a lot of people out there understand not only that climate change is real, but it is an existential threat to our country and to the entire world, and that we've got to cut carbon emissions. And we've got to bring the whole world together to transform our energy system if we're going to create a planet that's healthy and habitable for our kids and future generations. Please understand, Donald Trump thinks that climate change is a hoax originating in China, which means that if he's elected, the United States will surrender the fight against climate change. China, Europe will follow, and that whole effort is now gone. It's over. We've lost the struggle against climate change. That's what happens if Trump is elected. And then if you believe, as I do, that women have a constitutional right to control their own bodies and not have local politicians determining what they can or cannot do, you've got to vote for Kamala Harris, who has spent her whole life fighting for women's rights. While Trump proudly boasts that he appointed 3 right-wing Supreme Court justices who voted to overturn Roe v. Wade. So the choice is clear. But this campaign is not just about defeating Donald Trump. It's about electing somebody who has some ideas that are going to improve life for working people. For example, Kamala Harris understands that we have millions and millions of people in this country working for 10, 11, 12 bucks an hour. Can't make it on those wages. She wants to raise the minimum wage to a living wage of at least $15 an hour. Kamala understands that if workers are going to earn decent wages, decent benefits, they need a union. She's pro-union. She supports the PRO Act, making it easier for workers to join unions. Trump, of course, opposes that. Kamala Harris understands that it is absurd, embarrassing, that we have the highest rate of childhood poverty of almost any major country on earth, and that working parents today are really struggling to bring up their kids. She wants to expand the child tax credit, make it permanent, which will go a long way to lowering childhood poverty in America. Kamala understands that we have a housing crisis in Burlington, Vermont, Los Angeles, California, every place in between. And then among other things, we have to build millions of units of affordable housing so that we can lower the cost of housing in America. And Kamala understands that there is something a bit crazy, a bit cruel, that if somebody gets cancer treatment, struggling for their lives, their family should not be hounded for years by bill collectors. And that's why she wants to get rid of all medical debt in this country. So I think the choice is clear. And while some of us may have differences of opinion and disagree with Kamala Harris on this or that issue, I hope very much we will not sit out this election. We cannot sit it out. So let's get involved. Let's do everything we can. Let's come out and vote on Election Day. And let's make sure that Donald Trump is defeated and that Kamala Harris is our next president. Thank you all very much.